Seismic activity on our planet is steadily increasing, yet the global community and scientific circles are not paying this fact the attention it deserves. Of particular concern are deep focus earthquakes, which occur at depths of more than 300 kilometers from the Earth's surface. More details about this and other natural disasters that occurred during the week from February 12th to 18th can be found in this edition. USA. On February 13th, a powerful atmospheric front hit California, bringing torrential rains, thunderstorms, and hurricane-force winds. The southern areas were hit hardest, still recovering from recent wildfires. There, water flowed over the ground, covered with a thick layer of ash, as if it were asphalt, unable to be absorbed. As a result, powerful water flows rushed down the slopes, triggering mudslides, landslides, and a rapid rise in river levels. In Los Angeles, due to rainfall with an intensity of up to 25 millimeters per hour, the streets were flooded. Residents were advised to urgently leave their homes. On the Pacific Coast Highway between the cities of Santa Monica and Malibu, numerous landslides occurred. In Malibu, a fire department vehicle carrying a crew member was swept away by mud and debris, right into the ocean. Fortunately, the rescuer managed to escape from the vehicle and, with minor injuries, made it to shore. The rains caused widespread flooding across the state. In Northern California, a large number of roads were closed due to the fury of the storm. In the Sierra Nevada mountain range, due to heavy snowfall and difficult weather conditions, traffic on the Donner Pass section of Interstate 80 was temporarily halted. Between February 15th and 16th, a powerful storm hit the southeastern United States, affecting over 128 million people. The natural disaster resulted in at least 10 fatalities. The most severe damage was inflicted on Kentucky, where some areas received up to 178 millimeters of precipitation. River levels reached record highs, leading to the flooding of entire neighborhoods and more than 300 roads. The continuous rainfall also triggered mudslides, landslides, and rockfalls. In Tennessee, a powerful water flow destroyed part of the dam on the Obion River, causing a sudden flood and leading to the emergency evacuation of residents from the city of Reeves and nearby settlements. Over 330,000 consumers in five states were left without electricity. Tropical cyclone. Zelia intensified incredibly in just 24 hours, rising from a Category 1 to a Category 5 storm. This occurred because it remained almost stationary for 48 hours between two areas of high atmospheric pressure over very warm water, with temperatures exceeding 32 degrees Celsius off the coast of Australia. On February 14th, Zelia struck the Pilbara region, bringing winds with speeds reaching 290 kilometers per hour and heavy rainfall. In some areas, up to 500 millimeters of precipitation fell over the course of 3 days, triggering the worst floods in recorded history. In the town of Telfer, dozens of local residents were forced to leave their homes and were evacuated by helicopters. The cause was that in just 60 minutes, 93 millimeters of rain fell, an extremely rare event for this arid region. Many ports in the region ceased operations, including Port Hedland, one of the largest iron ore export centers in the world. The disaster caused significant damage to infrastructure, uprooted numerous trees, damaged buildings, and inflicted considerable harm on agriculture.
Oh, more down in there.
Italy. Italy has experienced various extreme weather events. On Mount Etna, intense explosive activity continues. A lava flow has spread almost 3 kilometers in length. When it came into contact with snow, it caused powerful steam eruptions, and the melted water rushed down the slopes into the valley. Since February 12th, ash ejected by the volcano has caused partial closures of Catania Airport several times due to reduced visibility. Since February 14th, the region has been placed on the highest red level of aviation danger. Despite the ban on approaching the lava, thousands of people flocked to the erupting Etna to take striking photos and videos. As a result, narrow roads were blocked by cars, creating obstacles for emergency response vehicles. In the area of the Campi Flegrei supervolcano, starting from February 15th, a new series of seismic tremors was observed. By February 19th, a total of 647 earthquakes had been recorded. One of the most powerful seismic events, with a magnitude of 3.9, greatly frightened the residents of Naples, who distinctly felt the strong shaking. In the city of Pozzuoli, located directly in the caldera of the supervolcano, schools were closed. Many local residents were afraid to return to their homes and chose to spend the night in specially designated outdoor areas. On February 13th, a storm that hit the island of Elba surprised the locals with its power, significantly surpassing meteorologists' predictions. In just a few hours, some areas received over 120 millimeters of precipitation, triggering sudden flooding. The most critical situation occurred in the municipality of Portoferraio. There, 28 people were trapped in flooded cars and had to be evacuated by firefighters, divers, and rescuers using riverboats. In the Carburo area, children and teachers who were trapped by a meter-high layer of water inside a school building were rescued. In the provinces of Lecce and Catania, the following day, the hail was so intense that the roads resembled icy rivers. Saudi Arabia. Starting from February 14th, a powerful storm with hail caused a sharp drop in temperature in the western part of Saudi Arabia. Heavy rains caused flooding, while strong winds lifted dust and sand into the air. In the city of Taif, the downpour with hail created actual rivers of ice. In the Red Sea, wave heights reached 2 meters. The bad weather also affected the central regions of the country. The highest amount of precipitation was recorded in the Al-Qasim region. In the city of Al-Bukhairia, 5 months' worth of rain fell in just one day. In the capital city, Riyadh, more than 6,500 specialists were deployed for rapid response, including engineers and workers, as well as about 1,800 units of transport vehicles and equipment. Saudi Arabia is one of the countries where the effects of global climate change have already become evident. The authorities recognize that any approaching storm could lead to catastrophic consequences, which is why they mobilize significant resources in advance to combat the natural disaster. Russia. On the morning of February 15th, some residents of the Altai Republic in Russia were awakened by strong shaking. Their walls trembled, and beds and chandeliers swayed. The cause was an earthquake with a magnitude of 6.4, with its epicenter located in the Kosh-Agatsky district. In 4 nearby villages, water supply issues arose, leading to the organization of water deliveries. Power outages occurred for a while. As a result, all public events and school activities were cancelled. The earthquake was felt in many Siberian regions. For instance, in Barnaul, tremors were even felt on the lower floors of buildings. The aftershocks of this seismic event were also recorded in neighboring countries, Kazakhstan, Mongolia, and China. On February 18th, another, less powerful earthquake with a magnitude of 3.0 occurred in the Kosh-Agatsky district. Greece. Seismic activity in the area around the island of Santorini continues. Last week, a state of emergency was declared on 3 more islands in the Aegean Sea due to the ongoing swarm of earthquakes. On February 18th, 2 powerful tremors with a magnitude of 5.1 were registered between the islands of Santorini and Amorgos. Unusually heavy rainfall hit the island of Kefalonia in the Ionian Sea on February 13th to 14th. In just a few minutes, the heavy rainfall caused widespread flooding. The island's plain turned into a vast, waterlogged area. Over the course of 48 hours, The amount of precipitation exceeded 1.5 months' worth of rain. People needed boats to get home. Families with children, trapped in their cars, were waiting to be rescued. Landslides caused the closure of some roads. Due to the flooding, heating devices, mostly located in basements, were damaged, leaving people without heat during the cold season. According to a local resident who has lived on Kefalonia for more than 40 years, he has never seen such a severe flood. The water rose by nearly 1.5 meters, which is an unprecedented event. The locals are in despair as preliminary estimates suggest that the water may not recede for another 2 months. Deep focus earthquakes. In the first 50 days of this year, at least 123 deep focus earthquakes with a magnitude greater than 4.0 were recorded in regions such as Italy, Japan, Russia, the Philippines, Indonesia, Fiji, and others. Deep focus earthquakes are not the most common type of seismic activity and remain poorly understood by traditional science. What makes these events unusual is that they occur at significant depths, where the mantle's material is plastic and there is nothing to break apart, as happens in a typical earthquake. This raises the question, what are the causes of these events, and why do they pose such a danger now? The temperature of the magma remained stable for billions of years. However, currently, due to external cosmic influences, the Earth's core is receiving additional energy, which is converted into heat, further warming the mantle. The situation is exacerbated by the fact that the ocean has lost its cooling function. As a result, energy is not being released from the mantle as it should, but instead accumulates there. The magma becomes even hotter and more liquid, and under the influence of centrifugal forces, it rises toward the surface. During its ascent, it encounters cooler currents, and their interaction leads to cavitation explosions. The power of these explosions is comparable to millions of nuclear bombs. These explosions are what are detected as deep focus earthquakes. Recently, the number of such events has shown exponential growth. Not only is the frequency of deep focus earthquakes increasing, but also their magnitude. As a result, the pressure on the Earth's crust is growing, leading to an increase in the number and strength of regular earthquakes. What is particularly concerning is that these processes have a self-amplifying nature. Each new event creates conditions for subsequent ones, which only accelerates the overall process of destabilization of the system. Such large-scale changes in Earth's geophysical processes are not something humanity can simply adapt to and continue living as usual. We are facing profound transformations of the entire climate system, and therefore the approach to addressing them must be appropriate, as the future of the entire world is at stake.